I closed 2 clients by doing this one simple trick, and I'm going to show you how you can do the same. And no, it's not what you might be thinking, where I dropped in cold to a bunch of businesses, handed out my business cards and talked a big game, and went on Instagram and DM'd a bunch of other businesses and all that hassle. And how I did that was basically be more present with my current clientele. I'm going to tell you a story. So when I was shooting for my current client, I was a lot more present with them. I was talking to the workers, the employees, and actually being more personable, And despite what you might be thinking, behind the mic, behind the camera, behind the laptop and the software is you. And humans tend to buy from other humans. Humans buy from people they like. So the more people like you, the more they'll buy from you. And if you can get behind the habit of being more personable and present, and not also treating that as an excursion, people will notice. And when I was shooting for my client in Long Island, the businesses were right next to each other. You guys are going to see it. And I was basically filming using my Sony A7 Mark IV and the DJI RS4. And I was shooting a walkthrough video for the clinic. And literally 2 feet away from my client was a bakery. And I've never shot for the bakery before. And they've never seen me before. But the one time I did a walkthrough, the owner was there. And they were asking me a bunch of questions, be like, so what do you shoot at, what frame rate, a bunch of photography, videography questions, because she also posts on her Instagram. And it flowed naturally, it didn't feel salesy at all, and I just basically, if you want, we can schedule it in, I can just come on in and shoot a walkthrough video for you, just basically see how that would turn out. And she was super down for it. It didn't have no resistance when it came to sales or anything like that. It was super natural. It flowed like a natural human conversation would, because I was personable. And the next week I was shooting for basically 2 clients that are 2 feet apart. And the more I basically treated them like a human being and actually talked to them, people noticed. And one of the clients that the bakery had was a tattoo parlor. He owns a tattoo parlor. Basically, he saw me film the walkthrough video for the bakery. And then he started asking me more questions, and I treated him like another human being having a question. And he started asking me questions because he posts on his Instagram. So basically the whole premise of the story is that being more personable and actually taking initiative and just actually being a responsive human during conversations can take you very far. So I'm going to switch to you guys are going to see where the businesses are. I'm going to switch to the camera. So as you guys can see, client number 1 is this clinic right here. And I was stepping right here, filming a walkthrough video all the way in the back. And the bakery client is right here, and she was unhooking that little tarp for her business. And then she was right here asking me a bunch of questions. And I was just there basically talking to her and be like, okay, this and that. I gave her my business card and she called me. So basically I scheduled here at a super early shoot on the Sunday the next week. And I basically filmed a walkthrough video. And essentially it went really well. When she posted my video, I got a lot of reach from that. And right there, and if we go here, in the same vicinity, because people do talk, less than a block away was, and yeah, Long Beach right there. Private studio, super chill guy, within less than a mile away. This is my original client, client 2, and then client 3. Less than a mile radius. So you being there, just actually being present in the shoot and not being a machine, literally takes you very far. So obviously if you have a t-shirt or anything that's brand related, it'll take you even farther, because now you look like a professional, When you have a Sony A7 Mark IV or a DJI RS4 gimbal and directional mics from Rode or any DJI mics, it takes you very far. And all I can say is that being more present with the clientele and being more present with the people who work there, it goes a long way, because people will remember you and people will talk. And I want to drive this point even further. When I was shooting for a gym, even really far deep in Long Island, personal trainers there were not only personal trainers for that gym, they had their own personal brands that they were keen on growing. So they would ask me for my business cards for their personal Instagrams that I can just shoot for them on the side. And there's people at this clinic who had their own Instagram, aesthetic nurses who also had their own Instagram. So it really is just a snowball effect. So that's pretty much the trick that I used to close those 2 clients. And if you can take anything from it, it would be to basically talk to other people, Not to be a one-man machine on a mission just to get all the footage in the world. Make people laugh, make people smile, and be memorable. and it'll go a long way. And just actually talk to people, because you don't know who the clientele that your client has, you know? If you walk into a car salesman who has like 30 cars who wants to be shopped, you never know that. You can be talking to a real estate agent. So it's always good to have like a really good friendly demeanor to build relationships, because you don't know who the other person is.